Hello, friends. Welcome back to the podcast today. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for taking the time to just put on some headphones and listen in. I really want to dive in today about the mistakes I have made as I have started again as a female entrepreneur. And I know that there's a lot of things that we struggle with, especially as women and entrepreneurs. We often downplay our abilities and our strengths. So sit back, listen in. This is a great episode. Hello, friend. Are you ready to stop doubting and start believing in the power of your abilities? Welcome to Step Forward with Terri Mullen. I'm a mom to 4 adults, wife of 34 years, a midlife entrepreneur, and your confidence coach who transformed my own doubt into confidence to speak, write my book, start a podcast, and launch my business. Now I empower other amazing women just like you to do the same. Confidence doesn't hide, play small, or diminish its abilities. It actually steps forward. So lean in and learn some strategies to crush that fear, amplify your voice, and build confidence to create your own impact and income. I'm here to encourage you every step of the way. Let's step forward. I've really been reflecting lately about what I've learned along the way from where I once was when I first started this whole entrepreneurial journey again, midlife, launching my courses and coaching, writing my book, starting my podcast, all these things. I've learned some incredible lessons. And if you are in the early stages of your entrepreneurial journey, then this is an episode I think will really help you, because there are 5 things that I learned, my lessons into my midlife female entrepreneurship. And I hope this empowers you and inspires you. Maybe will save you a little bit of time as well with your journey. I mean, we all have to have our own journey, right? Hindsight's always 20/20, but along the way, we're all going to make mistakes. We're going to trip up. We're going to fall down. It's just part of the learning process. We can't move forward and create a new path for ourselves without having some stumbling blocks along the way. But I want to share what I've learned. Number 1, don't play small. I played so small when I first started out. You know, I look back, we all have a wealth of experience from our past careers and our life experience, the life lessons we've learned along the way, especially at this season of life. But sometimes we just don't recognize how far we've come, or we don't recognize how transferable our skills are and how they transfer into a new business. And today, with the knowledge industry, people want to get to where they want to go faster and learn from someone that has had an experience. And so we have a lot to offer. And I realize now as I look back, I just played so small. I played quiet. I was afraid or embarrassed to really let people know what I was really doing, even though I had this burning desire to help women find their voice and step forward and believe that it's never too late to pursue their goals and dreams. And that's what I'm doing. I'm helping you find your voice and use your voice to grow your business and have the confidence to speak on camera, to share what you do, to share who you are, and also to speak behind a microphone on a podcast. And whether you're doing this on social media, you're showing up and speaking on video on social media, or you're speaking behind a microphone, these are both tools that you use to talk to your ideal audience. Share what you've learned along the way. Share what you do. Share how you help, right? That's the whole beauty of it. It's customer service in 2024. You're showing up and serving others by sharing your life experience. So what I've learned from playing small is that it's so important to pause and to look back at how far we've come and take an inventory of our skills. What have you done in your life? What career achievements do you have? What life skills do you have? I look back at what I learned from being a hairstylist, a color specialist, and growing my business from the ground up. I was helping my mom manage and grow her salon. It was her business, and I was helping her in so many ways. But all those life lessons that we have along the way are gold mines for what lies ahead. I learned how to make women feel good about themselves. I learned how to promote a business, to get clients. I learned how to communicate and to teach and to educate. All really great transferable skills, and you have them too. So pause right now, grab a pen and paper and write down those skills, the soft skills that you have, and then also what you have accomplished in a career. I had a lot of confidence back then when I was growing my business. I had a thriving business. But somewhere along the way, I think when I decided to stay home, my husband's career took off. I became a full-time mom. Greatest job I've had in my entire life. We have 4 amazing children as a result. But somewhere along the way, I think I lost my own confidence. So when our youngest went off to high school, I was trying to figure out what's next for me. And I had to go rediscover who I was and what was next. What lit my soul on fire? What goals and dreams did I still have? And that became a fun adventure. I just followed lots of breadcrumbs of things that I'd wanted to do and things that excited me. And it led to where I am now today. Because along the way, I realized I had a burning passion to help women find their voice and to realize it's never too late to pursue their dreams. The second mistake I made was using a pseudonym instead of my own voice. Yes, I started an Instagram account with a pseudonym for many years. I just kind of hid behind that. I didn't let anyone know it was me. I was just encouraging people with whatever came across my heart and mind. We'd gone through some really hard things. And so I just decided if I was encouraging one soul that day, I would have accomplished my goal. And as I wrote and posted each day with words of encouragement, I also encouraged myself. But I probably also missed some opportunities for genuine connection, right? Back then, Instagram was so different than what it is now. But I learned a really valuable lesson. I learned how important it is to embrace your own voice, to share your truth, to share your experience, because authenticity is truly the new currency. People want to know that they're not alone. They learn from our experiences and the hard things that we've been through and the things we've overcome, because it makes them feel like they're not alone, that someone else out there in the world has been through something similar. And you can share how you overcame it and guide others forward with encouragement and tools that you learned to heal, to get stronger, to start that business, to repair a relationship, whatever that is, right? So don't be afraid to share your story, your passions, your unique perspective, and your experience. That's what people will remember. They'll remember how you made them feel, and that will build trust and connection. The third mistake I made was not telling anyone about my podcast when I first launched it. So a little bit of fear instead of courage, right? I had that fear of judgment, and it kept me quiet about my podcast. Huge mistake. Huge. As I look back, I was just embarrassed. I was worried what others would think, thinking, oh my gosh, here she goes again. What is she doing now? What does she have to share? All those negative thoughts and limiting beliefs that just swirl in her mind, yeah, they happen to me too. And trust me, when you're trying to step forward with something new, they rise up in a very big way. And especially something that might have triggered you early on, maybe in your childhood, something that was part of a pain or trauma, that will rise up in a very big way as you really put yourself out there. But I took a course, 3-4 years ago, and that was the first course I ever took. And one of the exercises was to do a podcast intro. And so I remember sitting in my car with my iPhone and my plug-in headphones and just recording over and over until I got it right. And I didn't hate the sound of my voice. I actually liked it. I loved talking, just sharing my ideas, my thoughts, helping others feel good about themselves, and hoping I was making a difference in the world. And so I just did it. I just launched it and didn't tell anybody, just in case I got it wrong, right? Maybe a little bit of that fear of failure too, right? But I will never forget the day that my friend sent me a text and said, hello, Redlow. And I just sat there and started laughing. I texted her back and said, oh my gosh, how did you find out I had a podcast? And this is a friend that I've known for over 30 years. She's a really dear friend, someone I really trust. And I didn't even tell her I was launching this podcast. So there's that. Don't do that. Tell all your friends, tell everybody, be proud of your work, because I promise people are cheering you on. That's what I've learned. Don't let fear hold you back. Promote your work. Be your own biggest cheerleader. Trust yourself, trust your vision, trust your idea, and just go for it. What do you have to lose? Nothing. Really nothing. It doesn't cost anything to start a podcast. You can do it for free. And I promise the world is waiting for you. That's the other lesson I've learned. You have something that can really help someone else. And in those early days, my friend was my biggest cheerleader, and I needed that so much. It was my encouragement to keep going. Fourth mistake I made was listening to people outside my niche. So Don't do that. Find the right mentors. Sometimes getting advice outside your niche or your ideal person is really what I'm trying to say. Your ideal client can really hold you back, slow you down, or lead you astray. And I've really learned this the hard way, even from my husband, who's super supportive. He has his own business too, but his approach is very different. He's very logical. And 411, men are not my ideal clients. They use completely different words, right? He gives good business advice, but not for my podcast, and definitely not for my target audience. So we've argued quite a bit from time to time over all of this. And I write openly in my book that part of my growth journey has really been finding my voice in my personal life and my professional life. And I've actually been known to tell him, "You're not the boss of me." So there's that. Yep, I have a little bit of a sass in me too. So there you go. So what I've learned is that it's so important to find mentors and communities that can really support you and help you move forward with your business and get you unstuck. I do one-on-one coaching if that's something you're needing, which can really tailor to your needs specifically. So if you're feeling a little bit stuck or a little bit overwhelmed, that'd be a great way to really help yourself move forward. But Facebook communities are also a great way to find people, part of your tribe. I have my Female Entrepreneur Step Forward community. You are welcome to join that, or any other community where you will feel a connection and feel like you belong. Which I need to pause right now and say my saying that you will hear at the end of this podcast: you are seen, you are heard, you are loved, you are valued, and you definitely belong. And I want you to believe that. So just remember that whatever idea and dream and goal you have, it's yours. And until you actually find the courage to step forward and go after it, no one can really tell you whether it's a great idea or not. The market will tell you, and you just have to find the courage to step forward and do it. Confidence comes from taking courageous action. It's not the other way around. And a lot of this is trial and error. It's a marathon and not a sprint. So I want to encourage you to keep moving forward. And lastly, I think one of the mistakes I've made is swirling in that analysis paralysis and probably some perfectionism. I say I'm a recovering perfectionist, but writing my book broke me free of a lot of that. I just had to get it done. And I think taking action is so important that gets you out of that analysis paralysis, because you can so easily get stuck in perfectionism. The perfect website, the perfect product, the perfect launch, the perfect podcast episode, the perfect video, blah, blah, blah. And really, at the end of the day, what sells is just someone showing up and being authentically themselves. You don't have to have it all figured out perfectly. Over time, you're going to evolve, you're going to grow, you're going to rebrand, you're going to change things, but just make a decision and take a step forward. If you're wanting to start a podcast, choose a name, make sure someone else doesn't have that same name, and get started. And if you're wanting to do that, one of the bonus episodes that I have with my course is helping you launch a podcast. Super easy, very simply, and we just get it done. But realize no matter what, you are going to make mistakes, but your mistakes are feedback. And don't let it paralyze you. Don't let it keep you stuck. Don't let it trip you up. You learn from it and move on. And then bonus tip, don't try to do it all yourself. If you're stuck, you're feeling burnt out, you're stressed out, reach out to another woman, have an accountability partner, someone that you can bounce ideas off of. Find another coach or course creator or someone that's in the same space that you are, maybe not the exact same niche, but the same space. I have that. I have someone that I meet with once a week and we just bounce ideas off of each other. We support each other, kind of do check-ins and encourage and inspire each other. So I would encourage you to do that as well, because being an entrepreneur can be a lonely journey. And when I say don't do it all on your own, it's that. Don't stay stuck. Don't swirl in uncertainty or doubt or questions. Reach out, have a coach or a mentor, and have a support group and maybe an accountability partner that can really help you step forward with what you're trying to do. And I'm here for you to help coach you one-on-one if you need that, or if you want to dive on in with my course, I'd love to have you for 6 weeks starting July 18th. So I hope this helps you. I hope you find some key takeaways that will help bless your life. Have an amazing day. Know that you are seen, you are heard, you are loved, you are valued, and you belong. Until we meet again, keep stepping forward. God bless. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you found a few key takeaways to implement in your own life. And if you feel that you need some extra support, I do one-on-one coaching. I would love to help you. I really personalize a program that will meet you right where you are so that we can help you step forward and move towards your goals. I also do a live 6-week course that is for entrepreneurs, coaches, and course creators, or those that want to be. It's all about having the confidence to speak on camera, behind a microphone, and I talk about how to use your voice, how to use voice inflection, where to stand when you're on camera, what to do with your hands, all those things. I also talk about being the power of you, like being authentically you, not trying to be anyone else. I talk about the tools that I use, all the editing tools, lighting tools, microphone, all that. Then I talk about the art of storytelling, why it's important, how to speak your story and how to write it when you're creating content. And then we talk about crafting that content and how you do that so your ideal client can find you. Kind of that not so sexy things behind the microphone or camera. It's search engine optimization, and it really matters. And then I do a bonus episode on starting your podcast. So I really help you get that launched and get started with that. It's something I'm really passionate about. So let me know if that's something you're interested in. I will link all of this information here in the show notes. All right. Thank you again. Have an amazing day.